Hello friends, this is Jeff again with Ability Lock and Key. I was called out earlier to make keys to a 2006 Ford F-150. When I got there, the customer showed me that they had two keys, and they said a previous locksmith had been out there, and in fact they had made multiple trips out there trying to program. Now we're talking about a key that looks like this, and so the first thing I probably should have done is check the keys in my cloner. They were aftermarket keys. Nothing wrong with aftermarket keys, use them all the time. But anyway, I tried to program them in with my Top Don programmer, and it would not take. And I looked at the key count, and it said 0. Normally, if it's at 0, you can introduce 2 new keys, and it'll accept them and go on. But in this situation, it did not. The count stayed at 0. So at that point, I went back to my van, pulled the chip tray out of the key, and removed the chips. Now these are actually the 2 chips that I had that was in those keys, and they were X-Horse Super Chips, and my boy Rex here, he's interested in those, but they're not candy, Rex. So at that point, I had usually if I have a key like this it's already cut, I will harvest the chips out of them so I can reuse them at a later date or whatever. So I had 2 actual OEM chips. I slid into the key, and right away they programmed in and the job was done. As I looked at these chips later to see what they were, as I put one in and hit read transponder on my Key Tool Max, it says 4D plus. Well, in fact, what it should say is 4D63. So we'll close out this and we'll hit generate transponder. Now, since this was a 2006, it did not have to be 80-bit. So we would go to 40-bit, okay? And we would go down here to Ford, and we'd hit on that to generate. Okay, Rex is getting curious again. And we'll hit complete, and then we'll go back and we'll look at what that says now. Remember, it just said 4D plus before. Now we'll go into transponder clone, read transponder. There it is, 4D63. All it took was having the right chip in, and in this situation, the locksmith that was out there was not aware that he had done that, I guess. I haven't spoke with him yet, and I'm not not here to call him out or anything. Actually, I'm gonna reach out to him. Never met the guy before. The customer told me who it was. So I plan on reaching out to him today, telling him what went wrong, and offer my services to him if he's ever in a bind and having trouble. Maybe I can help him out. That's just who I am. But he is a county away as well, so, and it's a place I don't really want to travel to, so I'm happy to help him in any way and even send him work knowing that he's in that county. Anyway, I hope this helps someone else out there. If you have this equipment, which he obviously did, if he's using super chips, he had a way to actually generate the value on these chips. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that the locksmith, because he did not get the job done, did not charge the customer for what he had done. That, to me, tells me the character of that locksmith, and he's worth reaching out to and trying to help out. If he had been a scammer, they would have gone on and left the keys there and said, well, I cut your keys and all, there's something wrong with your vehicle, and they would have charged them anyway. But this guy did not charge, and so he actually lost money because he generated the keys, and he lost 2 chips and 2 keys. So anyway, just something to think about as you're out there. I do the same thing. If I can't get the vehicle running and I know that it's my fault, or I don't really know the reason, then at that point in time, I just go on and leave without charging. So Please like and subscribe. Noise everywhere I go. Sometimes it's at home with my own dogs. But anyway, please like and subscribe. Remember, friends, you can't change the past, so live for today and plan for tomorrow.